What's going on, everybody? Texan EDC Cave here. This is going to be my update on my Ruger Mark IV Hunter model. From my last video, you might see there are, well, at least there's one difference. You might see two if you have a keen eye. But I've had some range trips with this gun, so I've been able to get some experience with it, see how it shoots, and basically just a more thorough, I guess, opinion of this gun. So let's start off with the things I've done to it. Since my last video, that was more of an overview than a review, I've added the Holosun 407CX2, so this is the version 2 model. It's got the solar powered option on here, and the 407 is the single dot 2 MOA version. This is the red dot. Maybe you'll be able to see it. Probably not. Oh, yeah, there it is. The dot looks a lot bigger on camera than it is in person. I don't know why that is, but in person, it's a lot smaller than that. The second thing I've done is I've white lettered the Hunter engraving on this side, as well as the Ruger Mark IV 22LR Prescott, Arizona, USA engraving on this side. This is kind of something that I do with most of my guns. I think it just gives it a cleaner, more finished look, kind of like what H&K and SIG do. This is pretty easy to do. If you guys want me to make a video on how to do it, I'd be more than happy to show y'all. But it really made this gun just look more finished, more elegant, in my opinion. The second thing I've done, and it's funny because in my original video, I said how I didn't mind the original trigger, but for, I believe it was for my birthday. I asked my girlfriend if she could buy me a Volquartsen trigger because I was like, why not? Never had a problem with the original trigger, but I was like, why not? If I'm gonna get it, I might as well just ask her for it. So I got the Volquartsen trigger for the Ruger Mark IV. I did opt out for not getting their specific trigger because I really like the shape and feel of this trigger. It's got the ridges on here, where the Volquartsen one is just smooth. It does have the Volquartsen one, the over travel and pre-travel adjustment, but I don't mind it. It's got the factory play and then just the wall, and then I'll dry fire it once I put in a round in here, so I don't dry fire it on an empty chamber. So those are the things that I've changed on it: the trigger and the sight. Adding this sight made this gun so much more enjoyable to shoot, not because these iron sights were bad. It's just, this was my first ever red dot I've ever had on a pistol, so it was a learning experience and I really love it. You can see I put these white, this is fingernail polish on the screws. I do that with most of my guns just so I can monitor if these screws are ever starting to back off. Oh, I almost forgot the mount. So I could have gone with the Ruger rail up top here. I didn't like the look of it because the rail basically extends from over here all the way to where you see this screw. And it seemed kind of wasteful because I only needed, you know, just enough to cover this optic. So I actually found this guy. His company name is Lobos. He makes a few accessories for firearms, but what he's famous for is the Ruger style optic mounts. And as you can see, it's machined super nice. It's machined out of aluminum. It's anodized in black. He does have an option for a silver finish for your stainless steel models. And he has them both for a Holosun style mount or a Trijicon RMR style mount. Obviously, I got the one for the Holosun. and it fits so nicely. I mean, you can see there's no gaps around the frame. Very precisely machined, and the ridges on here just make it look so elegant. I love this look. Very nice. I can't thank him enough for making such a great product. And it only mounts with 2 screws, and instead of having to use this one, which is unnecessary for a 22 and for what I'm going to be using it for. But yeah, so there's the changes I've done. So what do I think about it now that I've shot it for a little bit? It is crazy accurate. I was able to shoot quarter-sized groupings with the Cabela's Herders brand ammo, which is super cheap, 36 grain hollow point, high velocity ammo. So very cheap. Every now and then I'll have a failure to fire just because, you know, cheap ammo. And those 1/4 inch groupings were achieved at 30 feet or 45 feet, one of the two, I can't remember. But I can't ask for anything better than that. I did buy some CCI mini mags, which I've heard really good things about. I've heard is a very accurate ammo for the price you pay, and it's a lot more reliable. Obviously the trigger is super nice. I guess we can go ahead and do that. Here it is. I just use already fired 22 casings to dry fire it. I don't see the point in having to buy snap caps. I did find it's easier to insert a empty mag so that I can get in the case in a lot easier. There we go. And one thing I forgot to mention as well is with the Volquartsen trigger, it actually deletes the, what do they call it, the magazine safety, so you can actually shoot your gun without having to have the magazine inserted. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll show y'all the trigger pull. So you've got the factory Ruger take up. That's not going to change. But you hit this wall, and once you hit this wall, it's a very clean and super crisp break. That's really what you're paying for. You're paying for, one, the low trigger weight. I think it lowers it down to like a 2.5 pound trigger pull, as well as that clean break that you're gonna achieve with the Volquartsen. I definitely am gonna say that it's made me shoot more accurately. Triggers don't make your gun more accurate, it just makes you more accurate. And that's a common misconception. So yeah, this is a really nice trigger. I did have issues with the screws. Literally every screw that was on this gun backed out. So the one screw that holds down your front sight, the screw that holds down your not slide, bolt release. This screw also came loose. What else came loose? Some of the grip screws came loose, but that's okay because I had loosened these off to get to the trigger mechanism and stuff. But I've since then fixed that by just Loctiting everything, and then I haven't had any issues since. One thing I did change is from the factory, Ruger has this plunger. It's like a plastic, no, it's like a pot metal plunger with a spring that goes right into that rectangular notch. And what that's for is whenever you insert the mag, it presses down on that plunger, so whenever you release it, it shoots out your magazine. I didn't like that because whenever you would insert it, especially on a closed bolt, you could feel the added resistance when trying to insert the mag. And I went ahead and took it out. It's really easy. All you got to do is take this grip off, and then it just comes out. So now goes in real easy. It still pops out fairly easily with the bolt closed, and when the bolt's open, it'll just drop free. So I don't see a need to have that, and it made my reloading experience a lot better. So yeah, really impressed with the performance of this gun. Super accurate. It's going to be way more accurate than I'll ever be, that's for sure. And Ruger really did a good job with this one. I have a few Ruger products. I have the Ruger Mini 14, the Ruger 1022, and this. And I've only ever had an issue with the Mini 14. I sent it into Ruger and they fixed the problem immediately. So I love Ruger as a company, and they definitely impressed me with this firearm. That's really all I have for you guys. If y'all have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below. I definitely had a lot of you thank me for, you know, showing this gun, since I think to this day still no one on YouTube has shown a blued version of the Hunter model. But yep, that's all I got for you guys. If y'all want to leave a comment, subscribe, like, feel free to do so. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.